I've been thinking recently, has Europe ever really had its big muscle car moment? I mean, when you look at cars like this Mustang, when it was launched, it was perfect for the time. It looked good, it was cheap, fuel wasn't a problem because, well, it didn't cost anything, and it could be every car to everybody. If you wanted a sensible, comfortable cruiser, you could make it one. If you wanted a drag racer, well, put the right bits on, and it was yours. It was an icon, one that could be changed and moulded to suit all people. It's been in films, games and even in music, especially one song about a girl called Sally. The Pontiac GTO may have been the first muscle car, but I'd argue that this is the most iconic. Of course, there is now a new Mustang and we can have it in the UK, but buyer behaviour's never really been to the let's buy a big silly V8 and have lots of fun. No. I think for here, the more everything for everybody car is closer to stuff like this, our Focus ST. And before you start getting all shouty, allow me to explain. V8s in the European Union at least aren't sensible options. They haven't been for a while. There's less space here, so parking and driving big stuff isn't easy at all. And our taste in design is pretty different from the US as well. There may have been a time and a place for an everyday muscle car, but now might not be it. Hot hatches like our Focus ST offer loads of practicality for a small footprint, and they're hilarious fun. This is a great little thing to drive. Thanks to its colour, you can even spot it in a car park, and it does get looks. It's a very handsome car. Admittedly, its colour might be a little bit too much for some, but, well, I kind of like it. And, unlike the Mustangs of old, you can have it with sat-nav. It's not good sat-nav, but it is sat-nav. I digress. My point is that cars like this are ideal for any situation. You can get fast hatches, small ones, big ones, diesel ones, you name it. But they have to look good, they have to catch your eye and not make your commute dull. Which this doesn't. This is not a boring car to drive at all. It's got that lovely 2-litre diesel engine. Isn't the most refined sounding thing, but it does offer a hell of a turn of pace. It's a fast car and it handles really, really well. You got all that weight over the nose. You can tune hot hatches, you can make them be whatever you want them to be, you can lower them, you can raise them, you can add more power, you can turn them into drift monsters. The new Focus RS, for example, has a button specifically for drifting. I like the sound of that button. Stuff like Mustangs, stuff like Camaros, they are fantastic fun, but only really in their environment, or at least classically. The UK Mustang is a very, very good car. But realistically, say you've got a family, you've got a bunch of kids, do you go for the V8 muscle car or do you go for the sensible, efficient diesel car that has an amazing turn of pace when you want it? I want people to buy Mustangs, but I honestly think hot hatches are way more versatile and they suit us down to the ground, because England especially is not a nation that was built around the car. The car happened and we've kind of adapted to it. Whereas the US is built around cars, so you can have big wide cars and fuel is a lot cheaper, so it kind of works better over there. But I honestly think that when the US was having its muscle car revolution, ours was only a little bit away. Hot hatches, I think, are Europe's muscle cars. Smaller, more practical for people over here, and, well, maybe a little bit cooler. Maybe.